everybody, welcome back to the Vestibule of Heck podcast, episode 12. I'm Brendan.
Mitchell.
This is going to be really weird because, as you can see, we've changed to a video format.
For now.
Well, we're going to see if it works. I have high hopes for it. But, Mitchell.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I've been real good. I've been, just hanging out down the street. Same old thing.
we did last week.
That's right.
We haven't done the podcast
it was
in months.
like 4 or 5 months ago.
I think the 10th podcast was a Christmas podcast.
Oofa.
Ooh.
Oofa.
So, I've been doing good. I've been putting out a lot of stuff recently I'm pretty happy with. But I'm excited to have the podcast back.
Yeah, me too. It's fun.
I gotta make sure I'm not doing anything weird with my hands.
It's nice to just, sit and chat. Not doing anything weird with my hands.
now people are gonna get it. What I'm excited about the most, I think, with the podcast being video is now we can do sight gags.
That's right.
In the video of the podcast,
sight
have it be a
gag.
little more.
Cut to a smashing light bulb.
I might. I'm just gonna use that in every video we have from here on out.
It was good. It was
add the light bulb into everything.
Quality product.
All right. So what do we got on the docket today?
A few things. I guess we could start by just since we brought it up, we could just start talking about some of the content we put out in the median months of.
Whoops. Yeah, we didn't do a podcast since we started Hey Remember.
Yeah.
Or Cathartic Clean.
Yeah.
Or any other music I put out.
Music you did. It's been a long time.
I didn't realize how long. Yeah. Well, we're coming up on our year anniversary. We've almost been around for a year.
That's right. We're like, 9-10 months now?
We started in the beginning of September. Yeah, so we're
about a month away.
About a month away from our year anniversary.
And look how far we've...
And we've made 30 videos. 31, including this one.
That's not bad.
So...
we still got time. We got a whole month.
Oh, yeah, we can make a video every day for a month. No.
We can make one video in that month.
I'd like to do the math. 12, 30, so that's like 2.5 videos a month-ish.
That's
2.25 videos.
Not the worst.
Not the worst. Bi-weekly, but it's also sporadic.
Yeah.
So like recently, especially, we've been doing one a week-ish for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Or if I'm making any music, I'll put it out just kind of when I make it, when it's done. But I'm really happy with all the stuff we've been doing.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think we've kept our upward curve as far as quality.
Yeah, I think we're definitely getting more used to making not only our content more consistent as far as like our branding goes, in terms of our own style and what we're into, but I think we're also getting more creative. I was really happy with the whole Wonder Ball, the opening sketch.
Yeah.
I woke up one day from a fever dream, and it was in my head, and I storyboarded it really quick, but it turned out really well. I'm really happy with how that turned out. For sure.
Yeah, no, I was real happy with the whole thing. It surprised me how long it was, but I didn't feel like it was... I felt like it was dense enough that it merited...
The episode in its entirety?
Yeah. Full.
It was, 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Nice.
Yeah, that's largely on purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely on purpose. So it did turn out better than the first one. Not to say that the first one was bad. The Hey Remember Gravity, I think, was good. But I think...
It was proof of concept.
It was proof of concept. Everyone knows the first episode / season or whatever are not going to be good, right? Because you have to... we've talked about a million times, you and I personally, that you got to get on... you got to get on your groove. You got to
find your voice.
Figure out where you stand and then move from there. But Cathartic Clean is a hit from the... No. So for people who don't know, Hey Remember is Mitchell's brainchild. That was his idea, and Cathartic Clean was completely my idea. And so I want to know from the creator of Hey Remember, how do you feel about how it's going so far?
I like it. It's starting to. I think it's starting to find its voice a little. Do some of the things that I want it to do. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's still room for improvement. We need to, find more subject matter, but that's, that's just time.
That's the easy part.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part about it is talking for 14 minutes about one topic.
Yeah.
palatable. Palatable. Because it's gross. No, but like more engaging, right? Because our big problem with the first one is we went on for too long.
Yes.
And so the video is really choppily edited, only because it kind of had to be to keep it reasonable so people would watch it.
Yeah, there was very little refinement. We went in with almost no plan.
Yeah, it was kind of, we were drinking. It's like, hey, we should do this. Hey, remember Gravity? And I think something I'm always happy about with all of our projects is we always come up with real good names.
Yeah,
snappy names are kind of like one of our fortes. Like there's alliteration, like Cathartic Clean or like Hey, remember? If we look at any of the other stuff we've done, we were really good at making titles. The content is,
middling.
But we work really hard on it, and we're happy that people are really enjoying it.
Yeah.
People, every time I talk to someone who's seen it, all 20 people.
Hey, that's...
No, but that's all we want, is for people to enjoy the content. And we got more to come, and it's going to be fucking sweet.
I'm sure I've said this on film sometime before, but if you make content for the people that already like it, more people will end up flocking to it.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Like, hey, have you seen this?
Yeah,
like,
please the audience you have, not the audience that you want to get. If you please the ones that are already around, at the very least, everyone's gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and so I think we're really lucky that we have a pretty good audience, and despite its size, that do pretty much everyone who's subscribed to us on YouTube watches all of our videos.
Yeah, and the people that we know in real life that
based
watch
on
our
numbers,
stuff, they give us good feedback.
Yeah, my favorite piece of feedback was from Cathartic Clean.
Oh, my brother.
Mitchell's brother told us. He's like, it was kind of fucking boring.
Yeah, why is Brendan putting boring shit on the Heck Media page?
And like, so to me, like I watch a lot of different YouTubers who do stuff like that, namely 8-Bit Keys. And 8-Bit guy, he does a lot of you taking your first shot on cam.
Cheers.
First shot on cam. So there's 8-Bit guy who's also 8-Bit Keys. They're the same guy, and he does these restoration videos of like old keyboards and old computers and stuff like that. Are you feeling good?
No.
Today's drink for the podcast is Jameson.
Just shots of Jameson.
So I really wanted to take that and kind of emulate it, but put my own twist on it. Another thing I really like is How It's Made. How It's Made is like a big influence, because I watch that all the time, mostly not sober, and it's the greatest experience because it's I feel like I'm learning something, but it's also super chill.
Yeah.
So when I did the little segment in the middle with the history, I wanted that to be like my little How It's Made segment.
That makes sense.
So, what else? What are we talking about today? What do we got?
What do we got on the docket? I mean, it's been a long time, but we're gonna try to still keep it recent. Keep it
recent and keep it reasonable.
We're not gonna talk about things that happened 4 months ago when we recorded the last podcast.
Let's just do a quick update of things that have happened. We don't know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move
on. Let's football's back today.
Hey, who's playing today? Cowboys and Cardinals.
That's right, Cowboys and Cardinals. First preseason game, meaningless garbage. I'm not going to watch, but the Cowboys were in the headlines this week, at least.
Why were they in the headlines?
Because they hire bad people.
Like
criminals.
What do you mean?
They have literally too many people suspended.
There's a limit?
I
guess there would have to be a limit.
I don't know what the exact rule on this, but I do know that the owner of the Cowboys is facing fines for...
They're fining him
for having too many people suspended.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it does and it doesn't.
It sucks, but it's also, I can kind of see the necessity. Because, football players are kind of supposed to be a little role model-y. Athletes are role models.
It's a meme. Don't send your kids to the TV for their role models. But like, it's a workplace. You probably want people who are going to be professional. And generally, criminals outside of organized crime aren't professional.
Yeah, I mean, you could get some like Tony Malone. I don't know.
Scarface.
You can get Scarface. And you gotta say it like that. Not Scarface, because that's a registered copyright.
That's right.
And we're not stealing
Scarface,
Mr. Pacino. But
well, now you name dropped him. Now we're fucked.
Well, I'm pleading that he doesn't come and kick our asses. How old is he? We could probably kick his ass.
He's
right?
got to be like 75.
There's two. Oh yeah, we could kick the shit out of him.
I don't know. There might be two 75-year-olds alive that could kill me. Two tops.
That's fair. We had this conversation once. What was it? What percentage of the population do you think?
Yeah. How many?
What's the
like?
age?
Yeah. What's the age at which you think? Like lowest and highest age at which you think there's literally not a single person of that age on this planet that could beat you up.
I said initially I went 15 to 60. That's my range. Like up to 15.
Which I said was nuts because you have guys like Mike Tyson who's like 65.
Yeah.
And he would ruin almost anybody.
Yeah, and so with outliers that are like that, I think like a typical person, like a normal like 9 to 5 kind of guy, I think I could kick the ass of anyone from the ages of infancy to 15 and then 60 and on with like I said with no margin for error.
But that's why the fun part is I say not a single one. Because I don't care. Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson is 85 years old, I will be able to beat him up.
Oh, he's going to be so brittle.
Yeah.
He's not even going to know he's fighting.
That's what I mean.
So when he knocks to the head,
that's what I mean.
I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah. And I mean, kind of the same thing with like, there's these freak kids, man. There's like the 14-year-old that
that are giant,
that like broke deadlifting records and like for kids that were 5 years older than him. No, thanks. I don't want to fight that kid.
Yeah, no, I'd really. Yeah, that's fair. I always see it as like the everyman position. Like if you fight one of these unaccountable freaks, that's kind of like that's the exception to the rule.
They're what make it fun for me because then we get to talk about. Like
getting our asses beat by Mike Tyson.
Phenomenal, like 90-year-old people who are way too strong.
See, I'd always be afraid that even if I do kick their ass, like what is that? What are people gonna think of me? Like if I beat the absolute piss out of an 85-year-old person, it's not like it makes you cool.
You beat up a geriatric, you lose either way.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're like an MMA fighter and you're fighting MMA fighters in your weight class, in your league. People are going to think you're a fucking badass. If you go to a senior citizen center, start punching people in line for pudding.
Or like, an elementary school.
If you pull up to the elementary school that you've been scoping out for weeks and the police don't immediately show up.
Just start punching 10-year-olds.
How many kids do you think you could beat up before the police showed up?
Oh,
with
man.
every kid having a cell phone nowadays.
Not as many as 20 years ago.
So 2017, I think I could beat up at least 20 kids.
Now, are we just saying the teachers aren't there?
They're like elementary school teachers. I'm not afraid of an elementary school teacher.
Well, no, but they'd be more formidable than a literal 6-year-old.
I don't know. I got some good legs on me. I think I could run pretty fast. I mean, I'm taking them and I'm running past a kid. I'm just slamming them.
Oh, so you're just like choke slamming people as you run by.
Yeah. Well, that's how you stay away from the. I mean, that's my strategy. That's my strategy. So is it
until the cops show up or the cops stop you?
The cops are going down too.
Because I'm just saying, if you're sprinting through the halls, choke slamming every child you walk past.
Oh, I imagine it was outside on like a playground.
Oh, either way.
Like you run out from like the woods.
Oh, either way.
Like in a ghillie suit, you start tackling.
But what I'm saying is, you'd get like 3 or 4 more even after the police showed up. If you're just sprinting and taking people
That's what
down
I'm saying.
On the way.
My whole strategy, I'm not talking about like a one-on-one like in the ring. I'm talking about I am unleashed on like a whole recess.
Oh yeah, no, you're just
kids.
like judo throwing and like picking kids up by their necks.
Well, I'm just running with my fists near my like waist height and just running at kids and just hitting them like this when I get close to them. They're going down. Like I probably hit way harder than I think I do.
That's just a mass equation like that,
Yeah, that's just like the easy math. And I would see if I could find a hill and I'd go down and I'd have extra velocity. I'd be killing kids.
I'd be killing
not that
kids.
I would do it.
Just watch out.
This is why playgrounds have gates around them, so I can't get in and beat up the children. They shouldn't posture like they're big. I want to be a big kid and fight me. Let me run at you at whatever mile per hour I run at and steamroll you. Who's grown up now?
It was always you. That was never disputed.
No, like little kids can sometimes be like, "No, I'm all grown up." Like, are you? And then you take them down.
And then you choke slam them on the ground. Yeah.
And like, who's grown up now? And they're obviously very hurt.
You drop them to the ground, and give them the people's elbow.
No, see, I'd go full Rey Mysterio and give. Oh, it was a 3. Is it 319 or 316? 619. It's a 619. I can't remember. It's the thing where he runs at the ropes. Rey Mysterio is he's a luchador, but he's in the WWE or F. I can't remember which one he was in.
Whatever the hell it is.
But he runs at the ropes and he basically grabs the top 2 ropes and swings around and kicks people in the face. It's awesome. I would do that. They're asking for it.
You know, I would wish something like that existed in real fighting sports.
Like crazy stunts,
like finisher moves and stunts. I want to see like
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I want to see Conor McGregor climb up the top of the octagon and just like jump down.
Do a front flip axe kick on the top of their head.
That's right. So I mean, what that translates to is I want to see two MMA fighters fight to the death. I guess
you want gladiatorial combat.
That's right. Someday.
Well, you got like the Mortal Kombat. They're like sitting there and they're all like dizzy and they're like, ugh.
Finish him.
And then the announcer goes, finish him. And they get to
Joe Rogan on the sideline. Finish him.
And then Conor McGregor comes down and he has a pint of Guinness. He smashes it in their
Oh,
head.
yeah, because if it was WWE like rules, it would have to be like a vaguely racist thing if that's part of your identity.
Well, it'd be like the Stone Cold Stunner. Oh my God, Stone Cold Stunner.
Stone Cold Stoner.
Yeah, it'd be the Stone Cold Stunner, or
Stone Cold Stoner,
or like whatever the Ric Flair's move was.
Ric Flair had a lot of moves where he was the one falling down.
Oh my God! Yeah, so I would definitely fight a shit ton of kids. To answer the question of how much I'm excited for this Cowboys and Cardinals game.
Are you for a sloppy segue?
I am.
You know who else would probably fight a lot of kids?
Who would fight a lot of kids?
Fucking Floyd Mayweather. He beats women. I would imagine he'd fight kids too.
There's a thin moral line there of like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like what I mean, obviously beating up on anyone is wrong outside of a ring. Yeah. It's not a sport. Yeah. But especially like hitting like your spouse.
Someone
that's so weak.
Someone who can't expect it to be able to fight back.
Yeah.
Like you've been called maybe the best pound for pound boxer ever. You probably shouldn't be hitting people who aren't boxers.
What does his wife do? Is she probably like a nurse or something?
I don't know.
She does. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like she does something in the medical field.
I don't even know if he has a wife anymore.
I hope not.
I would hope not. But you never know in this crazy.
So how close is he to sprinting through a playground beating up kids?
I want that to be the Mayweather-McGregor fight. Not a direct fight, just who can beat up the most kids.
Like a contest of skill, like a feat of strength.
Who can beat up the most kids, who can beat up the most geriatrics, and then if it's somehow a tie, then they fight, I guess.
Or, you know what I like to see? I want to see like a survival mode match where they just kept getting thrown like low tier boxers and MMA fighters, and they have like X amount of time to kick the asses of as many of them as they can.
That'd be great.
And the second they hit the mat, like if they go down, even at all, there's no getting up. They get pulled out of the ring, and the next one comes in.
At this point, all I'm doing is trying to find a way to fix this terrible fight
because it's not going to be fun.
It's going to suck.
For everyone who doesn't know, Conor McGregor, UFC fighter. And Floyd Mayweather, perhaps, again, like we said earlier, one of the greatest boxer of our generation, probably.
Yeah,
and one of the greatest boxers of all time, have a scheduled match. It's been going on. They've been scheduled for a while.
Yeah, it's the end of the month, like the 28th to 29th of August.
It's not going to be interesting because it's not going to be a good, fun fight to watch.
Yeah,
McGregor is not a striker.
No,
he has some good strikes, but he's a grappler.
You can watch footage. You can find it on YouTube of McGregor sparring with his boxing coach, and his boxing coach admittedly is a accomplished boxer, but he's not even trying. He's just tagging him in the head over and over again.
Yeah, because McGregor is not used to the kind of boxing and
grappler.
UFC, people don't understand that boxing and UFC are so different in their pacing. Boxing, like we've talked about it a million times. Boxing is a lot more about your movement.
Yeah, and,
UFC is more about moving in on someone.
I know this is like the stalest take, but it's whichever arena it happened in, whoever was native to that arena would absolutely wipe the floor. It's happening in a boxing ring. Floyd Mayweather went in at like minus 2,200 on the money line. Like that means basically you'd have to bet $2,200 to win 100.
But I think it is drawing in a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
people don't understand.
Well, because people always get caught up in this puncher's chance, right? Where McGregor's got a chance and he's such a long shot that if I bet $100, I'm gonna win $500. Like, yeah, but he's not gonna win.
It's like, do you remember? I think it was Rocky 3, when Rocky does the charity match against Thunder Lips.
Yeah,
it's like that, but like in real life. It's because if you don't know, in Rocky 3, in the beginning, Rocky, a boxer, does a charity match against Thunder Lips, played by Hulk Hogan, who is a professional wrestler. In the movie and outside of the movie.
Yeah, it's basically like an exhibition in that case.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like a fun charity match. And
in something like this, it's two guys making $300 million.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, the whole thing, the charity match was one thing. It's like, okay, that's cool. It's a movie.
Yeah.
So you can suspend your disbelief that it's going to be a little ridiculous. But this is real life.
And it's one of those things...
People think it's going to be a good fight.
It's one of those things that I would love it if it was a good fight. Like, for example, John Bones Jones just won the championship for his weight class in UFC. And he name-dropped another UFC fighter, Brock Lesnar.
And this fight would be interesting.
At the very least, because they're both UFC fighters, so nobody's fighting outside of their natural
habitat
conditions. Yeah.
Nobody's has to train up to get to the other person.
One of them is 40 pounds heavier than the other, but they'll probably fight at a catch weight. So even though Brock Lesnar will go into the ring bigger than Bones Jones will, Bones Jones is the more technically skilled fighter. So there's kind of a
it's the classic brains versus brawn.
There's
brains, quote unquote. It's like technical skill versus raw power.
There's an actual spectacle there because you don't know going in who's going to win.
Right, because Lesnar's like an ape. He's like an ape man.
He's just a giant human being.
He's huge. I mean, God bless the guy. He's enormous.
Yeah.
He is, and I'm not trying to talk shit. Please don't kick my ass, Brock Lesnar. But you're fucking huge.
Even after, he apparently, part of the reason why he had a bit of a decline in the UFC, he got 13 inches of his intestine removed and, like, lost a ton of weight and was sick for a long time. So, this is him after losing weight and having to recover.
Yeah,
and he's still huge.
He's always been, as far as his UFC career goes, he's always been a giant spectacle.
Yeah.
Watching him, and Bones Jones, like Lesnar, is a spectacle in that his technical ability is good enough, especially when compared to Lesnar.
Yeah.
His technical ability is good enough where it's going to be a fun match to watch.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's two big names, but it's not an uneven fight. Bones Jones didn't go out and say, try to fight the current heavyweight champion who would outweigh him by 40 pounds and be a better, more technically skilled fighter than Lesnar. So he went after a guy who is lesser than him as a fighter, but bigger than him as a just a massive human being.
Yeah, he's a larger guy.
So it's it's a spectacle. It's kind of like in a Super Bowl when you got the best offense going against the best defense. In this case, you have technical prowess versus pure unadulterated brawn.
And it reminds me of that one folktale of John Henry, the man who he was supposed to be digging a tunnel for railroad. You know this one?
Yeah,
right. So the whole idea is John Henry is he's like an American folk hero, and what he does is he races a machine so you can put down track faster or whatever it is,
or dig a hole or something.
It's one of those. I think it might be putting down track, but I don't really remember. But the whole interest in that is that it is a technical skill versus a raw strength.
Yeah.
Like what a man can do and then what can a machine do. And if we look at it like Bones Jones is the machine and Lesnar's the man, quote unquote, in this situation, like the flesh, especially in his size.
He's definitely got a lot of flesh.
That's the thing. It has like a good ring to it. Like this is something that'll sell.
Yeah.
Right. But the McGregor Mayweather fight is a joke to anyone who thinks about it for 10 seconds.
It's one of those things that it's only being sold because the two guys are such big personalities.
Yeah.
Like they're both great at selling fights and talking and getting people riled up.
They're both in that WWE world. They're called heels.
Yeah.
They're both bad guys. Quote unquote bad guys as far as storylines go.
And to be fair, I was more excited about the promotional tour than I was about the actual fight for Mayweather and McGregor, and it hasn't disappointed so far. I don't know if you've heard any of the audio from it.
I've seen some of the videos from like the press conferences and stuff like that.
So one of the things that's kind of great about the fighting sports is they're not afraid to kind of traffic in race relations, and they're not like afraid to kind of be a little on the edge.
Yeah.
So it's a black guy fighting a white guy, an American fighting a non-American.
Yep.
So there's like a lot of different like nationalistic or racial like backing of certain people.
Yeah.
So you had McGregor come out on one of the press conferences, or part of the press tour, and he was just addressing the audience in some ridiculous get-up, I'm sure. And he basically said along the lines of, some people are saying I don't like black people. That's crazy. Don't they know I'm half black? Now, do you know where he's going here? Because he's going for the world's oldest joke. I'm black from the waist down.
Oh my God, he's the madman.
The absolute madman. They don't give a shit. They'll just say whatever.
I feel like McGregor, one of the big draws of watching McGregor, and because I've watched a lot of his fights, a big thing about liking McGregor is that he's such a showman.
Oh, he's just a cunt, and it's great.
My favorite thing is, I showed you this the other day, he was wearing the jersey. He was wearing a basketball jersey one time.
Dang.
Shot number 2, he was wearing the basketball jersey of the player that Mayweather's wife slept with to one of the events. Like, that's the level of petty that he's willing to go for the spectacle, and I think that's the kind of... Other sports need that.
Other sports could definitely use that. But we've talked about this before on Heck. We're big football fans. Everyone knows that. You have other sports. That's why I say I like the fighting sports, how they kind of embrace it and let people do that. Because, yeah, it's not great for, like, an image, but it's a dirty sport. It's people literally bloodying somebody else's face for money.
Yeah.
So, like, they know what they are. Whereas you have a brand like the NFL who's trying to keep everything pure and
or like the MLB.
Yeah, where everything is trying to be so wholesome when clearly, especially in the NFL is almost as much of a blood sport as a fighting sport, where you have guys just running into each other.
Yeah, and you look at like, the injuries and all this stuff. I mean, when you're when I played football back in like high school and stuff like that, when I was on the line, I was a right guard, and staring down these dudes, these huge dudes, like. It is a scarier sport than it looks like.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those things.
Because the camera's pulled so far back.
I would love the NFL even more, and we've talked about this. They have this whitewashing of players where you're not allowed to celebrate, and you know you got to be careful of
the
like
3 pumps.
Yeah, the 3 pump rule.
Pumps.
The 3 pump rule. It's one of you have to be so careful as a player in this sport where you're basically selling your body to make millions of dollars.
Yeah, you're destroying yourself.
Yeah, you're giving up like your future health and your future like comfort for the sake of money, and that's all well and good. A lot of people come out the back end of that, and even feeling the effects, say, "I would do it all over again."
Yeah, because they love the game,
and they love the game, they love the team, they love making money. Why wouldn't you love making millions of dollars?
Especially doing something you love. Yeah,
but call a spade a spade. It's basically another fighting sport. Like, the people behind the NFL should just let people have fun. Let it be like the arena football leagues where they don't give a shit.
Arena football is crazy.
They can do whatever they want.
Crazy, yeah. Well, also, I think a lot of it's tied up in money. You know, you have all this money.
Yeah.
And if something bad happens, like the whole Kaepernick thing, ESPN has been losing viewers like crazy since that kind of stuff happened. Every Disney-owned brand, which if you didn't know, Disney owns everything, including ESPN.
Disney does own everything.
It owns everything. Marvel and Lucasfilm is now, or at least they own the Star Wars property, but what else does Lucasfilm do?
I'm pretty sure they own Lucasfilms.
Do you think they own Secret of Monkey Island?
Yeah.
I think they own Secret of Monkey...
I don't know.
Does Disney own Secret of Monkey Island now?
That'd be an interesting thing to find out, wouldn't
it? Because that's like LucasArts. And I don't know if that came in the deal with...
Lucasfilm?
Yeah, I have no idea, because LucasArts doesn't make games anymore.
I can't...
They sold the Battlefront IP, didn't they, to EA?
Maybe.
Or to someone... Anyway. But,
doesn't really
But yeah,
matter.
since the whole, like, Kaepernick scandal, with him not standing for the national anthem, or rather him kneeling for the national anthem instead of standing, they got hit hard financially. So you see, like, any little thing like that can really get to them. And it can really start making hemorrhage money, you know?
Yeah, but it's one of those things that, it's interesting because you look at a sport like baseball, and baseball has an age problem, where its median audience is aging rapidly.
Yeah.
Because they're not drawing new viewers, and the viewers that are have existed forever are dying. Literally dying.
Yeah.
So a sport like football that right now is really popular with young people.
It's got a really good young audience.
Yeah. It's one of those things that those same young people are the ones clamoring for more freedom. Like, let the players dance and throw the football around and whatever.
I like when they dunk it. I like when they dunk it on the
uprights. Yeah, on the goalpost.
That's awesome. Great. When they slam it, that's awesome. When they backflip, that's awesome.
When you have a sport like the NBA that somehow avoids all of these pitfalls that the NFL is going through, they don't have these same issues with the domestic violence. They don't have the same issues with the players excessively celebrating. They just let the players do what they're going to do.
I think a big thing is the pace of football and the pace of baseball. It doesn't allow for people to celebrate, because if it increases the time, they're already going to go over their crazy long...
Right, but
like with baseball games, you're looking at like a 3-hour experience every time you're watching a baseball game.
It's also one of those things that there's so much filler in football anyway. People are just craving more of the thing that they like. So they have services like the Red Zone where it cuts out commercials completely. So it's clear that they can allow for other stuff and just cut some of the commercials. They're already talking about doing that. Just cutting, even barring nothing. They're already talking about cutting down commercials just to make a more user-friendly, viewer-friendly experience.
I think soccer does this really well. I like to watch Premier League soccer. Go Liverpool. And what soccer does is really cool. In between every section of the game, they don't show any commercials during play.
Yeah, because it's a running clock is what's great about soccer.
And so, which is I think also what's really good about basketball. Basketball is very much
faster.
the same way.
The commercial breaks are less
fewer
frequent
and far between,
and shorter.
Yeah, because they have to be.
Yeah.
Because
the timeout's 30 seconds. Throw an ad on, quick.
Yeah, put on 2 15-second ads and get back to it, which is fine, and that works. But you get baseball games, and it's like, holy crap. But but in soccer, they'll have the first half, and they'll go to a half hour of commercials, which is fine because every time I go to watch
that's like a halftime.
Every time I go to a Liverpool game, every time I watch a Liverpool game, I'm in a bar.
Yeah.
I'm with my friends at a sports bar.
But it's like a halftime anyway, so you have a bunch of... In the NFL, you still have a halftime where it's just 15 minutes of 4 people just muttering inane garbage anyway. Just cut out halftime shows that don't do anything, don't mean anything. Air your commercials then, and give us more of the thing we want to see.
Yeah, because mid-game predictions for the later part of the game are... I don't care.
And you have color commentators talking over the game, giving you that same analysis.
Yeah, so you'll have that during the game. It'll be in the middle of, let's say it's getting towards the end of the second quarter in a football game. They're like, he's been moving a lot faster since the first quarter. I think in the third quarter he's going to continue to increase his speed.
And then when the halftime show happens, they say the exact same thing.
It's like, wow, thanks for the... I mean, I appreciate a little bit of redundancy, just in case you missed it, but not that much.
On something like that, though, you don't even need it. To enjoy the sport, I would be just as happy if... somebody who knew nothing about the game was... I don't know if you ever listened to... we may have talked about this before, too. I just like personalities in my game commentary. I think it was Bill Burr did a... he did a play-by-play for a Celtics game.
Oh, yeah?
And it was the funniest thing. Oh, the black guy passed it to the white guy. Oh, the white guy goes up for a shot. Oh, the white guy missed it. Why would you pass it to the white guy? He knew nothing about it, but he was passionate. He was funny. He was a comedian doing comedian things.
That's something I like about watching the Mets, because I watch the Mets on SNY. And in SNY, the 3 commentators are Gary, Keith, and Ron. Ron Darley and Keith Hernandez, ex-players. They were in the '86 Mets team, the World Series team. And it's cool because you get but then you have Gary Cohen, who is brilliant at sports analysis. He's brilliant at numbers. He knows every stat.
Yeah.
He knows everything. And he does a lot for basketball.
Sure.
During March Madness. He's always there for basketball, March Madness. And so you have Keith and Ron, who are giving insight into the pitching or whatever's going on. But then you have Gary coming in with the facts of what's really going on. And so it's a really cool dynamic that makes it interesting to watch.
Well, and it's also I don't watch baseball. I listen to it on the radio.
Do you listen to Howie Rose and who does the Yankees?
John Sterling.
John Sterling, yeah.
But I listen to it on the radio because, and this is the same thing, there's so much dead time in baseball that the people that are calling it on the radio have to fill. So that they're trained and they're used to giving, color commentary and fun stats and fun stories.
Today at the park is whatever day, and that's kind of cool.
But they know how to fill time, and it just makes it a little more endearing, more entertaining. Not everything is so cut and dry and like milk toast.
Yeah, I mean, it ends up being very formulaic because the formula is where the money's at.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I feel like I always have to come back to this, but it's just every sport is, sports are cool and sports represent a lot to a lot of different people, but sports are there organizations are there to make money. And unfortunately, the best way to make money is to have that formula so you can train people to be ready for the formula. When you go to a commercial for a baseball game, I immediately, before the commercial comes on, I know when they're going to cut to commercial, and I feel it, and maybe it's just me being the shitty millennial, but I hate all forms of advertisement. It's just really aggravating. If you want to read more about that, go to heckmedia.com. and read about how much I hate advertising.
Wow, shill.
And so I should write something about that. How much millennials hate advertising, because I fucking hate.
Yeah, well, we live in such an ad block society.
Ad block is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Also, please don't ad block our videos.
Well, I mean, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, if you use an ad blocker, personally,
we appreciate it if you don't.
Yeah, but we don't make our livelihood off of YouTube. I don't.
Never will.
Yeah, I don't think we ever will, but that's okay. I think as long as we're putting out fun content that we like, I'll be happy with it.
I've said on the podcast before, we make the podcast for us, for fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a money thing. It's not a fame thing. It's not a recognition thing. Mm-hmm. It's just fun for us, and if it's fun for even a few other people, cool.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, I fucking hate every sport, and sports are stupid, and TV's stupid.
Entertainment is shit.
I don't even entertain myself at all anymore. Anytime I'm not doing something, I'm sitting in a dark room facing a corner. Like, that matters if I'm in a dark room. But I'm in there, and I'm doing... It's symbolic. It's symbolic. Speaking of symbolic, I want to talk about a little thing called Netflix for a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got time for, like, one more thing. We're running a little low here.
We talked about sports for too long.
We ran long on sport. That's a welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back to we had a bunch of other things we kind of want to talk about. Well, let's rapid fire real quick. Let's do rapid fire.
All right, we'll end with Netflix.
Okay, so fuck that last one. Hey, what kind of cologne do you use? I use Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
What's going on with him?
He tweeted a few weeks ago, two weeks ago or so, that he had a verbal approval to build a Hyperloop.
Oh, the Hyperloop's gonna kick ass.
From New York to DC, which would what was the number that I quoted?
Like 2 hours.
Yeah, like New York to DC in like 2 hours,
which is
some ridiculously short amount of time.
Ridiculous.
Now, what I was reading more recently is that doesn't seem like it's going to be. Elon Musk right now isn't working directly on the Hyperloop. He was the one who made the original specs, and his original specs had it going like 700 miles an hour. Like, on average.
Yeah.
Currently, they can only get it up to 200. But,
that's still...
Again, he or his company isn't working on it. It's a company called Hyperloop One that's working on it. They're only running a short test track, so they can't really get up to...
They can't get up to the speed,
their fullest speeds. And it's also... It's one of those things that we're talking about encumbrance. But now that... I think what somebody like Elon Musk was waiting on, I think, if I'm understanding things correctly, he was waiting kind of on this approval to start putting more attention into it so that he'll now make his original specs become closer to what the product will be.
Yeah, and because you don't want to start working on something hardcore before it gets greenlit.
Especially someone like him who has so much other shit going on.
Yeah, if you spend that much time waiting and then working and there's other shit you could be doing.
He's also got Tesla and SpaceX. He's busy. He's a busy man.
He's doing a couple things.
He's a busy man. He's Iron Man. I don't know if you knew that.
He's literally actually Iron Man.
He's just straight up Tony Stark in real life.
So the Hyperloop's really exciting. I really hope they put something over it. I want like a guard. Well, right, because think about this. Think about the effect it would have on birds.
Sure.
I haven't seen the original design specs, but I'm not like an environmentalist.
I'm pretty sure it is encapsulated.
It has to be encased.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is just a tube.
Like a tube and something moves within the tube?
It's basically like a magnet train in a tube. Yeah.
Like a subway magnet train.
But it's suspended above the ground.
Yeah. I think it's going to look fucking cool.
Yeah, it's going to look super futuristic. Like, from what I've seen, it's all sleek, like metal and like...
Oh, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Air Bridge in Schenectady. At the college.
Community college.
I'll put a picture of it here. And...
Oh, yeah.
Here, hey, what's up?
Baby.
I mean, our hands are going to be under it, because I'm going to have to put it on top.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to edit around our hands, but it's a bridge at the community college I graduated from before I went to get my 4-year. They have a bridge that goes from like the main building to like the science building. It looks really cool, and you drive under it. Now, just wait till we have tubes in the sky like Futurama
that are rocketing people
across the country. Because I want a New York to California
someday.
Because I got friends in California
someday,
and it's gonna happen.
It'll take like 3 hours to get there.
And Elon Musk is innovating. You know who else innovated? Netflix. Yes! Made the transition anyways.
So, Netflix is going through an interesting time. I guess speaking about entertainment and needing money, Netflix is reportedly... Now, I say reportedly because it's kind of a clickbaity thing, but reportedly they're $20 billion with a B, dollars in debt.
Right, which is, if you think about the success of Netflix, that sounds like a crazy number, but as we were saying earlier, oh, last shot, as we were talking about earlier, Netflix, for every 5 good shows Netflix has, for every
show you can name,
or sorry, Jessica Jones,
for every show that you can name that's Netflix original content, for every Stranger Things, for every House of Cards, for every one of those, there's 5 to 10 series that you've never heard of that didn't make any money, that got millions of dollars dumped into them.
That was not successful. Especially Netflix comedy specials are some of those. The Amy Schumer one bombed really hard. The Leather special, that one bombed hard. And so they're really throwing their money at everyone, but they're throwing money they don't have.
But that's the interesting thing. So what I was reading and why I said it was a little clickbaity, a little misleading, is it's kind of their debts are in futures and investments. Basically, they're kind of at zero right now. All the things that they've made, they've already paid for, but the things that they're making from here forward are paid for by other people. So they owe other people $20 billion for things that haven't even come out yet. Mm-hmm. So, I imagine things like, whatever, Stranger Things Season 3 or whatever is because 2 is coming out
2
soonish.
Just got greenlit.
Yeah. So 2 is coming out, 2 is done. Coming out in October.
Oh yeah, sorry, it got released. They
probably already put money into Season 3 because they know it's gonna, and all their big properties that they know are gonna do well. They've probably already, and then also new stuff, because Netflix has this attitude, this absolutely cavalier attitude that comes from your favorite story of why they exist. This cavalier attitude, I think, comes from why they exist, and they always do this thing of they have ultimate faith in their product. And they are not afraid to spend money they don't have to create content that they know, because they're just absolutely crazy
they
people.
Want it, and
they know it's going to make them money.
Yeah, and so if you don't know the story of why Netflix exists, so the CEO of Netflix, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head right now, the original CEO, I'm not sure who's running it right now. He, at one point in the early 2000s, late 90s, not sure exactly when it happened, but he rented a movie from Blockbuster, if you would remember. Remember renting movies? And write that shit down. But he got a $40 late fee for some movie. I bet it was a crappy movie too.
It's pretty insane late fee too.
That's their whole Blockbuster made all their money off of late fees.
They're like libraries.
Yeah. Seriously, they make all their money off of made all their money out of late fees. And so this guy got so mad about this $40 late fee, he invented Netflix. He created Netflix and destroyed the entire physical rental industry. Just completely leveled it. Because once Netflix came out and they went digital, nobody was going to Blockbuster. And even when Blockbuster went digital, no one went there.
Yeah, all the competition, all the would-be competition for things like Netflix were too slow in adapting.
Yeah.
That's a pretty common thing of. They're stoic. They're set in their ways. Companies are like old people. They don't want to innovate if they already have success.
Yeah, staying safe is the best option.
And then they rot from the inside out.
Yeah, because they don't innovate. Because there's a necessity to innovate, and that's what makes living in like a capitalist society pretty fucking cool. Because you get a lot of innovation.
Yeah, because you kind of...
It's necessary.
You either get the innovation from people who already exist, or you get it from people who are trying to take down the ones that do already exist.
And so he went quantum mad.
Quantum mad.
Which is, I think I'm sure it's happened earlier in history, but to me, that's the most modern example of true quantum mad.
Where someone just does something so heinous to you and you get so blindly furious that you dedicate your entire life to ending them. You create a multi-billion-dollar industry based on ruining their lives.
It reminds me of that one scene in the Rick and Morty season 3 episode 1
where they go Einstein where the four-dimensional beings.
That's season 2. I meant the one where in season 3 episode 1 where Rick gets so mad he makes the portal gun.
Oh, that's right.
Put the code in the ship, but it's actually the virus.
I was thinking of the one where the fourth dimensional beings go back to find Rick and beat him up, and they accidentally beat up Einstein instead. I will fuck with time.
He writes E equals MC square on the board.
Right.
Fucking
quantum mad.
That's quantum mad. You destroy everything.
Not only is that quantum physics, that's quantum mad.
Ooh, and that's a good note to go out on. So, wow, that went by really fast.
And the power didn't go out.
It's been thundering and lightning outside for an hour or so.
Yeah.
And nothing went out, and I'm really happy because I was really worried about that. But hey, thanks for coming back.
Hey, remember the podcast?
Hey, remember the podcast? Oh, what if we
should open that way.
Is that too meta? If we do a hey, remember the podcast?
We could real quick film a dumb skit and put it at the beginning of the podcast if you want.
We could.
I think we should do it.
Yeah, okay, we can do that.
All right, we'll do it.
All right. So, thanks for watching. If you liked the podcast, if you like any of our videos, make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. It really does help a lot. Share it around. You know, if you want to have people listen to us for an hour, which I'm sure you all do.
Yeah.
Do it.
Listen here, all you 20 people who watch us. I love you. I appreciate everything that you do for us.
Oh, man. I thought you were gonna bully them.
No. Well, I mean, yes.
Oh,
but I wanted to tell them I love them first.
Right, like a good father.
Also, yeah, fucking share some shit, man. Don't be an ingrate. We give you all this.
Sorry, I couldn't hold it. Jeez.
We give you all this great content. Appreciate us. We love you.
Fucking ingrates. Are we gonna become like emotional dominators? I guess if we're dudes.
That's right.
Dominators. We're emotional. Dominators. You better fucking share all the shit. Yeah, but check us out on Twitter. We're at Heck Media. We don't post there that often because I fucking hate Twitter.
We are Heck Media on everything social media platform.
Go on our Instagram. Our Instagram gets blown up.
We have a Twitch we don't use.
And what else we got? Facebook. Go to our Facebook page. I post on the Facebook page pretty much every day. Yeah, that's where videos go up first.
Look,
that's where videos are posted first.
Look, it's an easy sell. If you like memes, like our social media.
You guys like memes?
If you like memes, you'll like our social media.
Mitchell, what's your favorite 3-digit number and your favorite 2-digit number?
I think my favorite 3-digit number might be might be 420.
That's my favorite.
What?
What's your favorite 2-digit number?
I think it might be. You know what? I gotta show some respect to my boy Rob Gronkowski. I share a favorite number with him.
Yeah.
That's 69.
69? If you like really good comedy, follow us on all of our social media. We're pieces of shit.
Yeah, we are.
That's fine. I'm okay with this.
We're shills, and we're not apologizing for it.
So Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, MySpace page going up, Friendster page going up, Clickster page going up. Clickster, the deep cut from Cyberbullying.
That's right, Cyberbullying memes.
I'll find some other one. Teen Spot account. We're going to go
Teen Spot.
Teen Spot. MSN. Add us on MSN, AIM. IRC chats. Go on our Discord server. What else is there to sign up to?
www.foremotion.com/datai.
Follow us on... Follow us on our YouPorn account. We're getting mad Chivos every day. Soon we're going to start live streaming us getting Chivos on YouPorn. That's going to be pretty cool.
Follow me on Steam.
Steam.
At Hakeshi.
At Hakeshi. I'm at SpringyLad69. That is my name.
Anyway, I think we've spent more time on this than we really should have. We've just been rambling on about social media.
Well, hopefully they'll think it's funny.
Maybe.
They're not going to.
No.
So,
drink a lot.
Drink a lot.
Before you end this podcast, and you'll find all the things we're saying funny.
You will watch it twice.
Actually, watch it twice.
Watch it twice. Watch it once sober and watch it again drunk, and you'll think it's way funnier.
Yeah, it's right.
So, for Heck Media, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Mitchell.
And thanks for coming to the first video vestibule of Heck.
Appreciate you guys. Bye.